There's Scott from Wessex Blades. Thanks for joining me. A quick update. I've had a few attempts at doing something, so if you bear with me, I'll show you how I've done with it. This is the final prototype. It is a leather pouch clamp system, heavily modelled on Stonefields, I think it is. Every time I fancied ordering one, they were always out of stock. So I sort of done my own version of it at the moment in only 9mm ply rather than 18. There's got to be other attempts in the future, but this is for Rolf and Brian's Kukri. I'm trying to do something a little bit more involved for the belt mounts. So to do a pouch, I tried making this thing up. So that is there, and that is how it ends up. And then what you would do is neatly cut about there, put a back on it with a flap. You would have to put the popper male stud there to allow the cap to come over. So what you do is you put it over like a lump hammer head like that to do the riveting peening thing. So it's big enough to accept a lump hammer to act as an anvil, and it's nice and flat, so you get a sort of reasonable finish on that. One thing I did know about doing the leather in clamps like this is a lot of gathering happens when you initially make the leather wet and you're trying to deform it over the thing, to sort of train it around, sort of wet moulding it. I've seen a lot of people do cuts in here to relieve the stresses of the leather to allow things to move. But on something like this, it seems to have got away with it quite well, and the bridge at the back allows excess to gather up underneath it. So I'm glad I went with that kind of design, where it's not an actual frame, it's like a U shape and then a piece of timber across the top with a gap underneath, and that's obviously, you can see as it's sort of gathered up, it's got somewhere to go. So that worked. What I found was I needed big clamps on the back for the thing, the timber brace at the back, but these little clamps were just about big enough to span it. Again, 9mm ply, 18 would be better, but the actual process of it works. And what you need to do is, when you put the top one on, you need enough room for the leather, so the frame doesn't neatly fit over. The frame fits with a sort of a 3mm gap because the leather's got to go somewhere. And I put it through a belt on the grinder, and I've got an angled draft on the back, so the leather's got somewhere to chase away underneath. So it's not cut square, it's cut square and then sort of ground off, so the leather has a chance to sort of eke its way down the side of the block and under the clamp. So I'll highlight it all later when I've done maybe another one in 18mm ply, and we can go through the process of it, and I can break down how it's made. But I think it's quite successful. You need a really long good soak on the leather, so a wash nut bowl, stainless wash nut bowl plastic, soak it, let all the air come out, the water gets really into the leather. You're forcing it all the way around, and you put the clamp over the top and you gradually crank it all down everywhere. 3 hours I did that one, then that was sort of cardboard hard, and I've done the other one just now. Looking good, so pressed on with that. So I've done some other versions, but it seems that the one that works is the one where the timber is on top of the ply, so you don't get the gathering pokey foldy bits messing up on corners or at the back. It's nice to have that room at the back for it all to gather up. So that's good. So thanks for joining me again. Definitely going to the prepper meet on the 20th, 21st of September. Good to see everybody there. I am aiming to be with a table of stuff on Saturday, and I'm doing something on Friday when I arrive. More details to come from Sir Funky. Until then, if you enjoyed this sort of taster thing of what I've got to do here with this leather project, there'll be another video in one of the corners that YouTube seems to think is interested to you, and I hope you see another one of mine. So, see you on the next one. Scott Wessex Blades out. See you on the next one.